call the Caryville Board of Mayor and Aldermen to order at this time. Call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith.
Here.
Ms. Heatherly. Here. Mr. Eric Smith.
Here.
Ms. Beth Lawson. Here. Mr. Gibson.
Here.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson.
Here.
Mayor Stanley.
Here. Open prayer. Can you say that, please?
Our blessed Lord, can you bow our heads, please, like good and done for time, Lord, bless us. We have our heads moved for you. Let's pray that you go with us here this evening. Bless us, delight us, and also bless us the wisdom to do and speak in thy name. Spirit, Lord, we ask and pray that those ones, Lord, who are dead and sickness and homes, be with them in time of sorrow. Without here to pray. Nathan.
Amen. Amen. Okay, give everybody time to look over the 90 minutes. When we get down here, we gotta add 4 things on the item or on the list tonight. So we do have the big agenda.
What was that on that?
I don't know. If I had time to go over the last minutes from now, if I had time to go over them. Yes. Okay. Can we get a motion to accept the minutes as they read?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as they read.
Motion has been made. Can we get a second?
I'll second.
Second motion. Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Heatherly.
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson. Mr. Gibson.
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson.
Yes.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes. Citizens input. Communication from the mayor. Well, we finally got both of the truck stops are open, so we're hoping that that's gonna reflect in our numbers and try to bring some much needed taxes into the town. So we are appreciative of everybody that this last one, Speedway, almost took almost 4 years to get started out with all this and then got all out and so forth. But it's good to see that it's open. It looks to be doing good. The TA got their truck stop part where they park their trucks in the back. So, you know, the hope is that we're not splitting the truck drivers with pilot, but that we're getting even more. So if we can get more than that to the town to get more tax revenue. So that's about all I got on that.
Mr. Mayor, the grand opening is also tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anybody?
At TA, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think Pat got a letter out to everybody on that.
What time is that?
11.
So the grand opening is tomorrow at Travel Center, so 11 o'clock. financial report.
As of May the 31st, 2016, the general fund had a balance of $467,777.96. Reserve for special fire protection fee, $58,769.90. Reserve for rainy day fund, $45,000. Reserve for garbage truck, $30,000. The adjusted general fund balance was $334,008.06. The State Street Aid Fund had a balance of $93,597.37. The Industrial Fund, $868.88. And the Drug Fund had a balance of $3,134, with a total of $565,378.21. The revenue for the month of May was $129,223.35. The expenditures were $116,261.70, with a positive balance of $12,961.65 for the difference.
Okay. We've heard the financial report as it's been read. Can we get a motion to accept the financial report as it reads?
Make a motion to accept.
Discussion? Call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Heather?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Will Lawson?
Yes.
Mayor Stanley?
Yes. Reports from the council members. I can go first.
The fire department responded to one accident with injury, had 2 men for half an hour. Auto accidents without injury had 8 men responded for 2 hours. 1 vehicle fire, 3 men responded for half an hour, and 1 chemical spill, 6 men responded for an hour. And mutual aid was given to another department 1 time, 3 men responded for 3 hours. Had 10 firemen come down for an extrication class for 3 hours, assisted in EMS 1 time, and 2 guys for half an hour. Total 8 calls, 34 men, total 64 and a half man hours.
Okay. Appreciate that. Thank you.
I don't have anything this time.
First of all, we got the rental from the utility this month was $485.16. The planning commission met first of the month and we discussed the 2 road project that Scott's going to talk about here. The planning commission's on board with them, there's no problem with them. And also we discussed with Mr. The new motorsports over here, got their sign, and then we discussed another sign another business going on 1 foot over here, 116, for to do with those you got previously. And that's about all we have. It was a long meeting that night.
Okay, I'll go. County of Caryville monthly police report for the month of May. We had 266 complaints. Out of those complaints, we had 24 arrests, 39 citations. We patrolled 9,575 miles. Out of that, we had 6 drug arrests and 20 accidents. And that's all I got.
That's a lot of miles patrolled.
I didn't, I'm sorry.
No, I said that's a lot of miles patrolled. Usually about 5,000 now.
That's an accident.
No, it's usually in the 8,000.
Any more ideas?
All right, the library report, let's see, the library was closed 6 days during May due to the carpet and paint being installed in there, so the statistics are down. They had 646 items checked out, 521 items checked in, 204 e-books checked out. They added 6 new people to the library. They didn't delete any. They added 95 items, deleted 33. 349 people used the computer, even with 7 days of the internet being down. They loaned 13 items and borrowed 13. They held 2 children's programs with 30 people in attendance, and 370 people visited the library. Robin attended a meeting of the Campbell County Library Board that was held in Jellicoe on May 17th. The summer reading program is being held on Fridays at 10:30 in the month of June and July. And this week, our scientists will be here at 11:30 a.m. The program is for children ages 2 to 8. There you go.
David didn't have no report in the file, so I don't have any report on the street department, but I do know we got our truck fixed, the F-550. We did pick the garbage up, patch holes, cut trees, cut grass. So that's about all I've got.
Recreation is getting ready to start. All-Stars. They've got, I think it's 2 teams, 5 and 6, 2 teams 7 and 8, 1, 9, 10, 11, 12. The 9, 10 will be hosting a tournament here July the 1st. Everybody else is on the road. So we got those tournaments last year, but we didn't get them this year. There's a rotation in that. So we still got the one, and it's going to be in Asbury Park. So it's going to be on July 1st. 9/10, according to the director, he said that they had a real chance of going to the state. So let's have a really good team. So that's all I got on recreation. Old business. Okay, we'll go ahead and get to the new business. We need to add 4 things to the agenda tonight. Just add them down there at the bottom. I guess number 10 would be council to accept asphalt bids, and council to approve fire department purchase copy machine. Council to approve repair tires for brands on engine 2 in the fire department. And T-Dot wants to buy some land off of us, and that would be 13. Can we get a motion to accept these to the agenda tonight?
I'll make a motion.
Motion has been made. Can we get a second on that? Second motion. Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Heather Williams, Mr. Eric Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Lord Lawson,
Yes.
and Mayor Stegman.
Yes. Thank you. The first thing to discuss is council to discuss the travel center's chain link fence along Royal Drive. That's at the travel centers. They talk to you about that?
Yeah, Scott's got the information.
Oh.
Yeah, I sure do. Actually, we submitted a site plan to the planning commission at the June meeting. We've also got with Caryville Jacksburg Utilities as far as the water line location. This is a fence Travel Centers is wanting to put up. It's actually a trash barrier. It'll be installed on the east side of Royal Drive as you drive back to the TA repair shop. It'll be installed along the top of the bank. And again, after talking with Kathy and the site plan that the planning commission approved, the recommendation also was that we have an agreement that travel centers, upkeeps, the maintenance and repair of the fence, or the lot. And I guess I assume that's something that you could,
Yes.
agreement you could draw up and I can get it forward to the appropriate people with signatures.
I would make a recommendation also that in the motion, that if you would authorize the Vice Mayor, Glenn Smith, to sign the agreement for the city of Caryville, and then we can submit it to, since Mr. Smith is familiar with it on the planning commission, that he be designated to sign it for Caryville, and then Scott can work with travel centers for somebody there to sign. It'd be similar to the agreement that we discussed last month on the road, that we just enter into agreement for him to maintain. And pick up the trash and that kind of thing, that we, people don't have time to do.
Planning Commission was on board with this change, Lincoln, since it's no cost to the city, no upkeep to the city. Travel center is going to bear all the costs and all expenses and all keeping it cleaned up.
Even repair costs, if it's damaged, they have a problem with
So to me, it's a win-win for the city. And it's going to keep all that trash from going over into that wetland. If y'all, if any of you've been up there and seen that wetland on the side that he's talking about, it's a wetland over near the interstate. It's going to keep all that trash out of that wetland.
I'll make a motion to allow travel center to put a chain link fence with them doing all maintenance and keeping it up, and also to want Glenn Smith to sign the agreement since he was here in the commission.
We get a second? Second the motion. Discussion? Call roll.
Mr. Glenn Smith,
See, that could be a conflict of interest, so I'm going to have to abstain on that one.
Ms. Heatherly,
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Lee Lawson.
Yes.
Mayor Stanton.
Yes. Okay, council to approve recommendation by the city attorney, Vertec, relating to the 141 exit road.
And I'll go ahead and keep standing on that one also, and let you know, since our last meeting, of course, I brought this up in the workshop also, and the problems that we have as far as, has the road actually been dedicated to the city, and officially it's not. And that's what this item is about. Comfort Lane, we discussed that during the planning commission also, and during the workshop. We agreed that the city take in everything as platted, including the future cul-de-sac. Is that the same thing you remember too, Glenn?
It is, planning commission went over it with Scott and we're on board with that. And also on the Royal Blue Drive, they're on board with that one too. You haven't got that one yet.
Yeah, and speaking of that one also, I've met with Paul Province and kind of showed him his plat, and what we were doing was leaving some parcels that were, we were creating parcels that we shouldn't have been, that nobody realized when we looked at the mathematics. Paul Province, I've met with him, and I've met with Dwayne Potter. Everybody's in agreement where this city street is now going to end as far as Royal Drive. So all we need now is just to prepare the description for it.
What he's talking about, there's a little strip of property there between TA and Royal Drive that nobody knew was there
No.
until we started to do some work and found out that it's just a little strip, what, about 10 feet wide or
Exactly, yeah.
something like that. So it's gonna be added to the roadway right away up there at the 141 on Royal Drive there. And their street is gonna go all the way back to the end of TA.
It's gonna go right, it'll go 60 foot past the asphalt where we've got the water and sewer connection in.
And planning commission was on board with that. They've agreed with that, and they met all that, and they've agreed with it all. And it looks good up there.
Yeah.
The road. And I've been out at the Comfort Inn. It's been paved all the way up. And the Royal Drive is good. With the agreement on Royal Drive expired anyway. It's gone. It's been gone for several years, but the Comfort Inn agreement's still in play.
And also what we agreed on, because this cul-de-sac was not put in by Paul Province, reason being, at the time, it did not serve anybody else. Victor Patel had the only track off of this lot. So with Joe Barrett's recommendation and the planning commission, we think that it would be a great idea that if anybody develops, they split that comfort in, that's a part of the developer cost to put the cul-de-sac in. Because they would have it to have the road frontage.
That's right, because otherwise the city will have to pay for that cul-de-sac, and we shouldn't have to pay for the cul-de-sac.
It should be a developer's cost.
But if and when they do split that property back, they should go, like Scott said. And then the planning commission was agreeable to that. Or I said it was a long meeting and
It was very long, it was.
What happened, some of these issues started coming up, and with the agreement that you all talked about last meeting with Paul Province, and they were getting ready to lay the asphalt. Y'all discussed that a couple of times, and planning commissions dealt with it, I know, at least for the last 3 months. I asked Scott to start looking at the, what was actually on the ground and how it had developed versus the planning stage, which is all you had in January 2014 was when this plat was recorded. And you guys know that there's been a lot of work. So I asked Scott to do a comparison between what the plan was and get it to what's actually on the ground. And I had recommended at the workshop to hire him to work for the city to get us a clean plat for these roads, so we can get that, because these are 2 important roads and has all the development around it. So Scott has never been, the city has never actually voted for him to represent the city and perform this work.
I'll make a recommendation that we do hire him at these 2 roads out there and get everything, all the details worked out and the right of ways and all through there.
Is that a motion?
Is that a motion? Second.
Now, this will also include a legal description that we can actually have the.
Yeah, the extra little strip, whatever little strip that is up there.
Yes, any discussion? That's the motion is to hire him to do that.
To look at these, to get these 2 roads issued, settled up there, to get the right-of-way set. You have to survey them, won't you, Scott? Or
Only on Royal Drive. On Comfort Lane, we're just going to be writing a simple land description of the plat that's been recorded. You're talking about a cost of a couple $100. Royal Drive's a different issue. We will have to do some additional surveying. But I'm going to be splitting some of that cost for Paul Province since I'm working for him also. He's now in the process of selling the property to Dwayne Potter. So I'm working with him too to get the deal worked out. So total cost you're looking at somewhere probably in the neighborhood of $800, $700.
I think it might be well spent to know exactly where the right-of-ways are up there, especially on Royal Drive. Because on Comfort, and you know, we know you got Speedway on one side and you got TA on the other side, so it's not much. But I think it'd be better to have these roads designated up there.
What it is, our plat's not conveying ownership. We don't have the correct signatures on the plat. So legally, when you pull it up on the tax map, you'll see Paul Province still owns all the way down to Highway 63. And his deed still describes all the way down to 63. It still takes in all the TA repair shop, the sign. So this will clean a lot of this.
A plat, if it's, has all the proper signatures, creates an easement across the property of another. So they still technically own it, and the city would have a designated easement. When we have it platted, he gives me a deed description and we have them sign deeds. It will deed the road over that the city's maintaining, and it would actually be a city street. So, and under the circumstances, and especially since this is primarily used by 18-wheelers, I just think this would be a good way to do it, make sure everything's laid out up there and properly recorded. And Scott will give us large plats like this that will record those plats of what's actually on the ground.
That's a good question. Will we have to maintain?
The city streets, subject to the agreement, yes, but these are city streets that once the city accepts them. The one is subject to the agreement of Paul Province putting the street in, but after that it's dedicated, right?
Yeah, and actually, Comfort Lane has already been paved. So he's actually met his agreement. I think it was a 3-year deal. He's like a year and a half, almost 2 years into it. But since Travel Centers was finished, Speedway was finished, Rogers Group happened to be up there, that was the time to get that paved also. And he has paved all the way to the Comfort Inn, to Comfort Inn curb line.
That's Comfort Inn is one of the roads that we've been talking about. And Royal Drive it's been a city street.
For a long time, right, as far as the recommendation through council and so forth. Not according to taxes.
The city of Caryville has complete control of Royal Drive. We've had complete control of it for a while.
Cities had, according to the agreement, the cities had control of it for at least 4 years, if not more.
But there wasn't a repayment agreement in that, was there?
Yeah, there was agreement drawn up on
Because
that.
it's needed paid back, as far as.
There was agreement that he had to maintain it for so many years.
But there
I
wasn't
think
no
5
legal,
years.
there wasn't no legal plat or anything on it.
No, none of these had plats on it,
Yeah.
the agreement that was wrote out between,
Right, now Royal Drive did have a plat, but the plat did not have the mathematics. It showed just a note showing a 50-foot right-of-way to be retained by the city. That was it. It didn't really address it.
So what you're gonna do, you're gonna straighten that up.
Yes, to where there's no vacant land and right. Exactly.
Other discussion? Call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith,
yes.
Ms. Heatherly,
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson, Mr. Gibson,
Yeah.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson.
Yes.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes. Council to approve to make Billy White police officer full-time after his 9 days probation. Need a motion?
Make a motion, we hire Mr. Billy White, full-time. He is full-time, but his 9 days are up. I'll make that motion. Excuse me, I'll make the motion that we hire him.
Motion made, can you get a second?
I'll second the motion.
Second motion?
And the chief is off with others.
Yeah, I thought he had a recommendation and everybody's voted.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see that.
Other discussion? Call roll.
Mr. Glenn Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Heatherly.
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson.
Yes.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes. Council to declare police department Jeep surplus and come to an agreement either to sell it outright or auction it. Dwayne, you got any suggestions?
On the Jeep,
Can we do either, Kathy? Can we sell it outright?
The problem with selling it outright is if you sell it to an individual, it will be hard to determine what a price would be, because you can't give any type of preference. If you,
so we can't tell them what,
So,
we can't throw a number out for them to buy. Is that what you're
Right.
saying?
Can
Right,
we take sealed bids?
you can take sealed bids.
If we wait for, like an auction or something like that, I know the county just had an auction. So the only problem with waiting on something like that is you never know when the next one's gonna be.
Well, they
So
done have them.
if we're gonna sell it, we probably need to try to sell it somehow.
I have a couple of estate auctions that I'm getting ready to sell. In one, I'm probably gonna sell 3 vehicles, and you can put it in a judicial sale through an estate auction. You can do something like that, or you take sealed bids. I think that's a great idea.
Do sealed bids, and if we're not comfortable with the price that people's
Right.
offering, we don't have to take it right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like a minimum on it.
Yeah, we can put a reserve.
Right, you can.
Okay.
And,
It was pretty good.
that's just something
Try
that
that
Pat
and see what
could
happens.
post.
I didn't hear the last.
Pat could post that with the
Okay.
timelines, so I think that's an excellent idea.
Yeah, because, never mind. They seized vehicles and stuff, all that's done last weekend was the last one
Right.
for the year.
Do we have to-
Take 6 days in.
Do we have to declare that it's surplus though? I mean,
Yes, if it-
we have to declare it
Declare it
first.
surplus.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'll need a motion to declare it surplus and take sealed bids.
Motion has been
Second.
seconded. The motion, discussion. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Headley.
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith, Ms. Beth Lawson.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson.
Yes.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes. Council to approve $1,400 to complete painting of the wood doors at City Hall. That's all
What is
right.
that?
See, you only agreed for him to paint the metal
Frames.
doors. Metal
Oh,
doors
okay.
and the front metal frames.
Okay. These wood doors throughout the main corridors and the inside area right here, those doors really don't look good. So is that proposal for him to paint them?
You'll have to take them off and sand them and get them ready and then paint them.
Okay. Okay.
What color's it gonna be? Gray?
He suggested,
Same person.
yeah,
Yes.
he suggested doors are so solid
They're good
to
solid
not
doors.
replace
They
it.
just need to be.
Yeah, to not replace them, just paint.
Except for these two back here, they're pretty
Those are here.
damaged.
When he turned it in, I've not spoke with him. Did he say that he could patch? I'm thinking he
didn't
can patch
Those doors,
those doors,
These
but
right here, these double doors,
I think so. But
they're
what if he,
good.
was that included in this cost, the 2 double doors pack?
that's gonna be a whole lot cheaper than replacing them. And I know that was discussed at one time.
Yeah. They are expensive.
The fire doors.
Well, I'll make a
Okay.
motion, we do this.
Wow.
I'll
I'm
make a
sorry?
motion. I'll make a motion. we do
Take it.
Any discussion?
Would that include repairing on that?
Yeah, from what I understood, he's gonna take them off, sand them, make them to where that they will hold the paint.
I mean, these double doors, somebody said they were damaged. Can you repair those?
I'm almost positive he can, because they have some kind of a, I'm gonna call it Bondo, but it's probably not Bondo, but they have, it's gonna get painted. Yeah, because it will,
Fill it in and then sand it down.
it'll be a filler
Just
where
like
they,
the wood fillers out there.
yes. And you'll never be able to tell that it was damaged, and it will hold. I am aware of that process.
Other discussion? Call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Heatherly.
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson.
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson.
Yes.
Mayor Skelly.
Yes. Council to discuss the 3 quotes from Asbury Park bleachers. These are the bleachers that was donated, I believe, Jacksboro, when they got the new bleachers up there, the aluminum bleachers. Jacksboro donated these to Asbury Park. They got the same wood on them that they had on them. And that's been 8 to 10 years. Is that right? This is to replace, I mean, a lot of them are broke, the boards are broken now. They're withered. They're just, they're a little dangerous if you ask me, but.
So what would
There's Russell got 3 quotes on these.
new ones or repair?
Repair, to just get like new wood and new bolts. The way that those are is they have 2 bolt holes in each section, you know, like any other bleacher. And we're just going to, they're pretty big. I mean, if they were, in my opinion, I think you could have a really nice set of bleachers if they had that done and also maybe painted.
That was
I mean,
fine.
they're
This
steel.
this doesn't have a finish or anything, do they? I mean,
No, it
this is just
can't.
a drop.
Yeah, it,
No, I mean,
Oh.
are we planning on putting something on there to protect?
I don't know. I think that we would be better off to put paint on them, but I don't know. I'm not an expert on what, you know. I know we was going to replace some stuff down at Asbury Park, and they told us that we could not do it with
Can't
pressure
use
treated lumber,
That's what I was thinking.
which is, I would think the best thing to do it with, but evidently you can't do that.
Not with kids anymore.
I thought those guys last year was gonna fix all them.
They fixed the other set.
Is there any kind of finish on them?
Well, Russell was going to fix them.
I mean, finish,
Huh?
finish. We put any kind of finish on them last year.
I don't think so. I don't think they put any finish on them last year.
I mean, you know, if it's like a, deck or something, you know, if you're gonna put something on it, then it starts working.
I think something would be better, but evident, I mean, I don't know what the rules are, what we're allowed to put on them, or, do you know, David?
As far as paint or anything, I think you're okay. Just gotta watch about being slick, slick
Yeah.
surface.
True.
Stain them some way.
It's got like a green stain.
Stain
Would
would
look, but
be-
you never get it, but
Yeah, you
it's
never,
close.
I mean, it would leave, it'd take the raw edge, or the raw look off of
Well,
it.
I mean,
And
that's,
it wouldn't have the same, texture as paint would, the sleekness of
Something
paint.
like you would put on decking or.
I'm sorry?
yeah, that's what he's
Something like
saying.
you would put on decking or
Yeah.
something, some sealant, a sealant, or Thompson's,
Water sewer.
well, excuse me.
Whatever's
Some kind-
put,
Some kind of
we would
something.
have to make sure that it is not in the same category as treated
Right,
chemicals, if
right.
that makes sense.
No, I mean,
So-
I don't know, I mean, if you just want to do that,
They are native repellent,
I mean, so, kinda, if we wanna do it, Russell said he could do it, he's gotta stay on to do it, or you can hire a company to come in and do it. It doesn't matter to me either way. Probably have them
Those
do it, it's
those
probably
estimates.
cheaper.
Did you?
No, that doesn't have any labor in it, that's just,
Material?
just material.
His time up in June.
His time will be up after this last All-Star game, July 1st. After it's done, his time will be up. And there's work to be done over there. I mean, it's whatever you, huh?
What, July first, that's only like 3 weeks away.
I'll give it to you, it's back to you, you know, about 15 days. 15 days.
How much is the material?
Well, I think there's 3 different quotes.
1387.
1387.
I make a motion, we get the qualification carry for 1387.79 plus the seal that wood with. Whatever that would cost.
Yeah.
That confident.
The proper.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it that way, the proper.
It'd be nice if you could get on and get it done before that All-Star game.
Yeah.
I make a motion.
You know, they're pretty big.
Yeah, they are big.
They're not, that's not that small set. It's the largest set of them. I mean, they're the old football features. But I mean, they are, I think they're worth repairing and keeping. They'd be cheaper in the long run versus,
Well, they need to be painted with it.
the metal really needs to be painted. I mean, if you're gonna make it look right.
I think we should do it. I'm in my motion to paint the two.
The metal that holds the wood,
The back
all that needs painted too.
And let Russell do it. Right there.
They'll have to probably be sanded down or something.
Yeah, she's right about that, hold the paint. Okay. Put in your motion to sand that thing down to,
But not too much, cause they're old and might sand through them. Not too much sanding, just the perfect amount.
You don't have to get a sandblaster to do that.
no.
They probably
no.
pressure wash it.
Huh?
Pressure wash probably knocked it up.
You think pressure washer will knock it off? You guys got a pressure washer you can use? Don't have a pressure washer?
We have one over, we have one over there.
You know,
If you had one over there at the field.
what does he have? Did he don't have?
Yeah.
Steam genie. You can use that steam genie on this.
Tore up.
Pour up. Okay.
Do they rent those?
Oh, yeah.
Pressure washers? Yeah. Are they cheap, expensive? I guess.
Or they do it by the
No,
hour.
not really.
You get on and get it done.
Yeah, you could rent one.
Pretty cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah. Can you get it at cash and carry too?
I'd say you can. I rented one, I think at Lowe's a couple of years ago. There's somewhere in town that has them for
Someone's
rent.
got it.
Rental place up the valley.
Well, that's a good idea.
It probably would knock a lot of it off.
Pressure wash it, let it dry, paint it, and then cover it with the wood.
Okay. And that's with Russell doing it?
Yes, let Russell do it.
Okay. And,
Starting soon.
yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, he needs
I mean,
to-
I would think
yeah, he needs to
so.
get
As
on
soon
it.
as he can get
It'd be nice.
he can start taking those ones off, I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
And call it.
I mean, you probably wouldn't wanna take, you know, you probably wanna work your way down. You wanna take them all off, you can't get up on, you know,
That's true.
you know. I had to start when he gets the material.
Well,
Yeah, it's good.
what he needs to do is call the order in and then be taking them off. That way, once he gets prepared to put them back, there won't be no downtime.
Are you gonna rent a pressure washer or buy one?
No, you, I agree. I mean,
How much are you talking about renting one for? You can buy one for about $300.
I buy it.
I mean, Lowe's got them up at $324. Are you,
Back to your apartment and
You're right. It probably costs $100 and some to rent that thing for one day.
You think,
I don't
yeah,
even, no, I don't even, I got the, one out here that I'm gonna get fixed. And you can't use it on there, it's 220.
I didn't check, because like Lane said, you get just about as cheap to buy one you would get.
Yeah, and I'd say probably a good place to do that is Ace Hardware. I mean, they may not even sell them, but they have most everything else.
Now, we're getting the other stuff at Cash and Carry, right?
Yeah.
They have pressure washers? Not really.
I wouldn't think so,
Don't know.
but it wouldn't hurt to check.
Well, we'll just check around, see if we can get
If
pressure
they
washers.
do, they're good people.
Yeah, huh?
You can do his homework.
Yeah, yeah. We'll figure it out.
So we're gonna have to approve mine.
You do a PO on it.
Okay. All right. Did we get a second on that? I don't,
No.
who put it in motion?
Glenn.
Glenn,
All right.
I second
So the motion is to get the wood, the materials.
So we'll get the materials and
Materials.
all from Cash and Carry,
Yeah.
and let Russell do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could do a PO on the pressure washer where they can get it from.
Yeah.
You know,
And then a sealant to go on top of it.
Yeah, and the seal, Thompson's. I call it Thompson seal, I don't watch it, what kind of
They have
seal.
different brands now.
Yeah. Okay. And you seconded that on, and you understood it? Discussion?
Yeah, if it
Yeah.
takes Russell longer than July 1st, are y'all still good with him doing it? Or is he done after this tournament, whether the bleachers are done or not?
I think it needs to stay on till it gets it done.
I
Me
think
too,
so
but
too.
that's why I'm asking.
I mean,
I do too.
that's my thought,
Right.
is that he needs to stay till he gets that project done, because we're, you know,
But, I mean, that's what we just needed to clear up because
yeah.
some of them are expecting
Right.
him to be done after the.
Yeah, it's a big project.
I know, yeah.
They're big.
I think he should stay on until it's done.
Yeah. We'll just keep him on till it's done.
All right. Okay, that was my discussion.
All right. Okay. Any other discussion?
Just say yes.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Heatherly.
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson.
yes.
Mr. Ward Lawson.
Yes.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes. Council to vote on loans for paving and garbage truck and police vehicle. This is part of the budget. We're getting these loans. Anybody will make the motion?
I'll make the motion that we start this process of this loan for these items.
Motion has been made. Can we get a second?
Second motion.
Second motion. Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Heatherly.
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson.
Yes.
Mr. Ward Lawson.
Yes.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes. Council to open bids for janitorial services. Except the one. Thank God. Where you go? Gallagher Building.
It's all up to you.
Thank you.
I didn't see you at church this time. I mean, come on.
Was it in the paper? Was it in the paper?
Christmas only comes twice a year, or twice a year. Once every 2 years.
Okay. see that. Is this the one that we had before?
Huh?
Is this the one that we had before?
Yeah.
She was out of town.
It was when was
What?
before this one.
What?
She was out of town. Whenever the videos came out, the one we got before.
Yeah, but we had this one before too.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we had this
Yeah.
one before, but this one was
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. Before.
Yeah. See this one, that other one. That's the one that we had before. Before the last time before.
Is that 14? Oh, that's the first time. I'll have to look at that 'cause I didn't see it in there.
What is it?
It says 400. I have a bid proposal for that, but that has to be done. Wait a minute.
Oh, y'all look at that one.
Look at them.
Okay. Well, you need to do that.
Do we have to accept
Well, you could, I mean, you could accept them and then put them back out to bid again. What do you think? What?
This is for one
With what?
long.
But you don't even, guess all of that. We'd have to, copy references.
Are they here?
Let's do that.
Not this one.
It's called references.
Okay.
Yeah, some appropriate.
All references, all references.
Yeah.
Call them both of them then.
Both of these have, or the ones we have references on here. And I think we need to check all the references and come back with a decision later, at a later time.
Somebody table.
We'll table it.
Okay. All right. Copy that.
But it's gonna be these two, right? I'm not putting it in there.
We're not putting it back out for bid. Right.
That would be open bids.
Huh? Is anybody for putting it back out? To a name? Do you want to put it back out?
That's really not the right thing to do.
Well, I mean, if
No.
you check the references,
Oh,
you know,
Yeah,
If the references are good, we'll just go with one of these.
all right. All right, we'll move on then. Council to approve the first reading of ordinance 2016-06, ordinance to adopt 2016-2017 annual budget July 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2017.
Pat, can you make me a copy of this?
Anybody want to put it in the motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the first reading on ordinance number 2016-06, to adopt the 2016-17 annual budget, June 1st.
Okay. Motion has been made. Can we get a second on that motion?
Second motion.
Second the motion. Discussion. Call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith, Ms. Heatherly,
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson,
Can I still look over and come back?
you can pass. Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson.
Yes.
Mayor Stanley,
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson.
Yes.
All right, that's the first reading passed. We've got the other stuff now. Council to accept the asphalt bids. Is that you? Maybe, anybody?
These are the bids.
A little bit. And maybe we get,
Got two.
oh, Duracap asphalt is $504,562.50. Rogers Group is $407,500. Okay, that's Rogers Group 65 per ton. Duracap asphalt is 80.73 per ton. Okay. So two bids in, at least it was two this time, so. The lowest one is Rogers Group. And then the other one's about $100,000 more. What say council?
Make a motion to accept the lowest bid.
All right, motion made to accept Rogers Group. Can we get a second? Second. All right, well, with discussion, call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Heatherly.
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith, Ms. Beth Lawson.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson.
Which one?
There's a lot of that going on tonight.
Hey, did you come over?
Did you? To you, Mr. Gibson.
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson.
Yes.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes. council to approve fire department to purchase a copy machine.
Y'all should have a copy of it. It's the $695. This is for the print, copy, scan, fax. This is everything but the paper.
We're making a motion.
I do make a motion to accept. Purchase, make a motion to purchase this American Business Equipment.
Okay, motion has been made to get this copier. Can we get a second on that?
I'll second it.
Second the motion, discussion.
Is this a one-time purchase or is it a yearly purchase?
This is
It's a
one-time
one-time
and
purchase. There's a, like
It's
a
not a lease
contract.
agreement.
Contract to like clean it and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Mhm.
That's standard.
Yeah.
Same as the police department and one they got in there, you know, we take care of it.
Did you say? Never did have one? No. You got time to get one.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a little bit. You know that. All right, any other discussion? Not call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Heatherly.
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson. Yes. Mr. Gibson.
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson. Mayor Stanley.
Yes. Council to approve to replace rear tires and rims on fire engine 2 in the fire department.
This here is the engine 2, the older truck. This is the split rims, and this is when you change the tires out. This is the first time it's been changed in 20 years.
It's a 91 model.
So, but the rims themselves are two-piece rims, and they have to be safety-wise, you want to get away from that old two-piece rim. But this is a, Bingham's is the contract, state contract for the tires. You're looking at $14.89 for the tires and the service and rims, $19.09.
Do we have to pay taxes?
And it should be,
All right, 1900. All right, can we make that a motion?
make it one motion.
Purchase. Can we get a second?
I'll second it.
Second motion, discussion. Call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Heatherly.
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson. Yes. Mr. Gibson.
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson.
Yes.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes. Okay, last but not least, T-Dot. This is the, road at the, 141. And they're wanting to straighten out the road and give us $300 for it. Why? Oh, right. I don't know, they can set up payments if they can afford it. It's a lot of money. It's like, here's the stuff in here, that's like ditch lines.
How much more footage are there today?
Looking yellow.
Just kind of weaves in and out. I think that's wanting to straighten that road.
I make a motion to get that to
That's at the Urshel Pond. Motion has been made. Do you want to see this, guys? You want to see this? Oh. Motion has been made. Can we get a second to that motion?
I'll second the motion.
Second the motion. Discussion.
And you know, it's, what they say, $300?
$300.
Let's, I mean, why can't we just get it to them for $300? I mean, we gotta have the road. Just as a generosity.
The room would go $300, we can use that money.
Pressure washer. And stain and.
Can I see that amendment? Is this the section where we've got a letter from T-Dot also where they're asking for not as much property tax?
Yeah, now that we're paying you, we need your advice.
These are, this is where they're asking for additional slope easements. I don't think they're actually asking to buy the property. This is what the previous. So all these these 3 little strips there.
Yeah.
Fresh horse.
Make sure you get a Honda engine.
Oh, we're the best.
Oh,
We're the best.
$2,400 right there.
We ain't gonna get no Honda for $300
And where this is located, this is the entrance going into Camel. So this is right at the beginning of the station right there too.
So is this not on, was there another one where the straightening of the road that we talked about before?
No, the straightening of the road is on out here.
Yeah, so this is
Right
not.
here's where a
included.
culvert's actually going across, so they're actually needing the rest of the property to go down past the culvert.
Oh, okay.
So that's, yeah, that's
So that's another project, the straightening of the road.
yeah, but the straightening of the road happens out when you go through
Yeah.
the pines before you get into the industrial park.
Uh-huh.
The rest of the road's gonna be put exactly where it's at now, except it's widened to a 24-foot line.
Is this gonna be on the same ball of wax whenever they blacktop that road?
Say that again? Oh, wax. You're talking about to seal it now.
We're still trying to seal those.
The blacktop of that road up there.
Yeah, the blacktop on the road, we're talking about redoing all the subgrade, relocating the utilities. So it's not going to be just re-blacktop, it's a whole new road.
Yeah, but this is part of the process.
Yes, yes, exactly. This is covered next.
And you said that one for ditches and.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
This is just to get the
And
cover.
this is within the industrial park, right in front of the entrance to where you turn to go to maintenance. and stuff.
Okay.
So do you recommend this?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I
Any
second
other
the motion.
discussion?
Wait a second.
I'll make a motion.
I think
We already did that, yeah.
We're discussing it.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Glenn Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Heatherly.
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson,
Yes.
Mr. Gibson,
Yes.
Mr. Boyd.
Yes.
Mayor Stanley.
Yes. All right, that's it for the agenda. We got a beer board meeting right after this. Go ahead and take 5 minutes and we will take adjourn the meeting. Can we get a motion to adjourn?
Here. At this time, we have 2 items on the agenda. It's commits to Shannon Lynn Fraley on behalf of Bottoms Up and Grill at the 375 John McGee Boulevard here in Caryville. If y'all look at the paper that police chief has presented, is everything holding?
I think so. You could find everything.
Her mind's very picky.
Yeah, I see, because I go fill out everything.
What is the pleasure of your board?
I make a motion, we, can I have a license?
I thought they did that in the planning commission. Did you address their sign in the planning commission?
We just assign,
Okay.
well, the planning commission cannot issue these, it's just the signage on the planning commission.
Is there a question about the nature of their sign?
We got quite a few complaints about it.
They had put the sign up before the business had took over.
So what happens after you approve the beer permit?
Because we sent the chief over to make sure that they were not selling beer on the new sign, and he came back and said he did not.
So
Because at the
they
time,
changed the sign?
they had changed the sign. That was a lot of the confusion. The sign had got changed before the business had got sold, and from my understanding is there was none sold, no alcohol sold at all.
I thought it was the nature, there was some complaints about the nature of the sign.
They had not got permission to put the sign up yet.
That's
That's
It's
not what
the
it
nature
was.
of the
No,
It was the nature of the sign.
The graphics. Would that be a better way to put it?
Yeah.
So that's what's considered as part of issuing a license.
Oh, it is.
And it can be regulated. There are certain, several, that's what I looked at, was the beer ordinance and what comes before the beer board, so it would be considered tonight.
So I'm gonna be using that sign.
Yeah.
Let's take it down.
Okay, but the sign's no longer there, so,
Is that, can it be allowed to be put back?
well,
in?
don't, she'll have to go in front of the planning commission to get the sign back up, right?
No.
No, the beer board controls the nature of the sign. The planning commission controls where the sign's located and how far from the public right of way and how tall it is and those types of things. The nature of the sign and morality, according to the city of Caryville, falls under the beer board.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Well, does anyone have a photo?
Are you putting the same sign back?
No.
Okay, that's all we need.
So you can pass the beer permit with that understanding that the old sign is outside of
I didn't know
the
that
ordinance.
the sign went along with the beer permit. I did not know that.
I looked it up today.
That's the first time I've ever heard it.
So have you got your new sign drawn up, what you're gonna do, what you have plans for your new sign, what it's gonna look like?
The new sign is, the only difference in the new sign and this sign is the butts is not gonna be on that sign. That was the big issue with everything.
That was, we've had some complaints.
That's gonna be took off and,
Thank you.
okay.
That was an issue too.
Yeah.
I think the main issue was the sign went up before they got the license. And they were afraid that they were selling under. So what is the nature of the board?
I made a motion.
Second.
I'm sorry,
Any discussions? Call roll.
Ms. Heatherly?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Smith?
Yes.
I thought you could put wherever you wanted to on them signs, as long as you didn't put on names. I'm just kidding.
Well, let's say that Ruby Creek is already filled up in season. There's no more room.
I'm only kidding.
This brings us to the second item. VRL Hotels LLC.
Vidal Patel, yep.
And I can't pronounce that last one.
I'm sorry?
I can't pronounce that second Patel. What's that?
Vidal Patel.
At Pioneer Shell, all premise consumption at the 204 Herbaker Highway, Pioneer, Tennessee. And y'all have a letter from the chief recommending this. And I haven't looked at it yet, so. What's the pleasure?
I make a motion to approve.
I second.
Motion and second, any questions? Overall.
Ms. Heatherly?
Yes.
Mr. Eric Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Beth Lawson? Yes. Mr. Gibson?
Yes.
Mr. Lloyd Lawson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Smith?
Yes. Anything else that comes before the board tonight? We have a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, Jerry.